Welcome back everybody to episode 14 in our F1 Manager 22 career mode, playing as Dario being the boss of AlphaTauri. The summer break is here and we got, I believe, 25 days until the Belgian Grand Prix is here. So we got a little bit of time to catch up on anything that we need to do. We don't have any emails. We've got a few projects on the go. We got a week until all our front wings are done, and then a week and a half for both the underfloor and the chassis. We got the side pod research going on for another 32 days. Got 2 engineers on that. And what I was thinking we could look into is, do we actually need the fluid dynamic and wind tunnel time to do any new research projects? And can we double up? Let's have a look if we can double up the chassis. Yes, we can. So it gives us about 1.5% benefit there for the chassis itself, and we get a little boost of everything over here. I wonder if we should do that, or should we look into maybe doing a design instead? We have everything as a level 2 or a second generation design piece. We got 25 days. I wonder if we should try and do this. How much of a boost will that give us? That gives us a decent boost in top speed, 0.11 kilometers an hour. I'm actually leaning towards doing that. How much does it cost? 75 days. Well, if we put on 6 engineers, we can do it in 50. We can do it in 34 if we rush it. What if we put intense? 58. Yeah, so it looks like we could get it done rushed in 34 days, but that takes quite a lot of money. We wouldn't really have it in time for Belgium anyway. What about a front wing? Boosts airflow, brake cooling, low speed. Brake cooling might be a decent idea, actually. Let's try and do a new front wing maybe. 50 days. We put 6 on there, there's 34. We could get it ready in time for Belgium if we did this. I'm tempted to do that. And then we can rush basically 4 in time for Belgium. Because we need more downforce more than anything, so I'm going to do that. So that's going to be ready in 23 days. That means our manufacturing of those front wings are completely useless. Can we cancel project? We could cancel it. That's not a bad idea. I'm going to cancel that one. Then we've got to figure out what else we could potentially make. I think we'll be fine for now. So we'll just keep with what we've got. We didn't go forward too many days and we get notification from Fred Gill that our scouts are all done. Joe Buenu's got 4 months left on his contract. So is Fernando Alonso. So is Jack Doohan. Matt Harmon, the Alpine technical chief, has been signed for another 4 years. That's a long contract. So if we want him, that's a big buyout fee. Just looking at who else we could potentially scout here. I might scout Lando. I don't think we will sign him ever, but might be a decent idea to scout him. I might scout Mick as well. Maybe this Dennis Hauger guy. We'll scout him as well. 19-year-old Norwegian. And I think we might scout Dirk de Beer here. The Alpine head of aero. He's 5 overall rating better than what our guy is. And it says he is open to negotiation, so I'm going to scout him. And that takes care of our scouts. Facilities wise, we still have 16.5 mil. Nothing really needs to be done though, does it? I guess we could upgrade the boardroom maybe. We haven't done that. 20 days. Boosts up our team attractiveness as well as the board confidence in us. That's essentially a bribe. We're bribing them to keep us on by giving them a shiny new room. Yeah, I think that'll work. We could do the factory. That'll get us to 4 parts manufacturer at a time and also double the development speed of making it. It's 11 mil, so we would have 4.9. Or we could upgrade the fluid dynamics simulator, 12 mil. It'll take 2 months. That might help us though. I think I like the factory. I think we'll upgrade the factory. I'm thinking for next year, so we'll do that. There we go, the design of our new front wing is done. So we'll rush through a few of those. Actually, we have the money, so I'm going to make 6. It'll cost us 3 mil, but that way we have 2 spares, just in case. I'm going to do that. And then we'll just normally manufacture 4 more of those. That'll get us up to 10 eventually. So our summer break is over with and we are off to Belgium. So I will catch you at the track. We'll get to see how our new front wing goes. Looking forward to it.
Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome to Spa-Francorchamps. This circuit was built in 1921, and even though its length was halved in 1979, the Belgian Grand Prix is still one of the longest, fastest, and most magical races on the F1 calendar. Spa-Francorchamps is famous for its long straights and fast corners. Drag efficiency will make all the difference here as drivers zoom through the famous sequence of Eau Rouge leading up into Radion. But a twisty middle sector keeps things tricky down on the track. We're about halfway through the season now, and there's still plenty of time for everything to change. All eyes are on the teams and how they tackle the rest of the year. There's nothing like a race weekend in Formula One.
So one of the best tracks on the calendar. Looks like we're in for some rain, heavy rain on Saturday, so either practice 3 or quali will be affected, but Friday and Sunday look all good. So hopefully we'll be able to get some meaningful running in on Friday. That will bode us in good stead for Sunday. I don't think I'll put Liam in the car for this practice session. I think I'll stick with Pierre and Yuki as we need them to get used to the new front wing, and hopefully it gives us a bit more of performance. I'll catch you after practice.
They've lost control and spun! We can take a look now. Now look at this, it's Pierre Gasly. And yes, that's where they spin out. Oh, there's a spin! Let's have a look. Okay, here's the Ferrari. What a spin out! There's been a crash. Sounds like a single car. Let's take a closer look. Now just take a look at the McLaren. Oh, a nasty crash there. We return for the next day of our highly anticipated race weekend, which sees the end of practice and the start of qualifying. Time and time again, we see just how little separates the drivers as they complete their qualifying laps. Those who have pushed that little bit harder during qualifying can be rewarded with a grid place that sets them apart from their competitors going into the race. So get yourselves comfortable, it's going to be quite the ride. Did somebody spin out there? Let's have a look. Now watch this. Here's Alonso's car. And there it is. That's where they spin out. There's contact. It's chaos on the track. Let's see what happened there. Now watch this. Lewis Hamilton involved in this one. Goodness me, that is a serious collision.
Yellow flag there, yellow flag.
Here's the replay. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one. Clearly something went very, very wrong there. There's been a crash. Let's have a look. All eyes on Kevin Magnussen here. There's the crash.
Right, that's the end of all 3 practice sessions. Not a bad day for us, actually. Or 2 days for us. Both our guys were able to get into the top 10 reasonably comfortably towards the end of all 3 sessions. We had a little bit of rain in practice 3. It actually did change to wet conditions partway through, but it didn't last very long, so I don't think anybody actually went out on the wet tires. I think everybody during that time were on the intermediates. As you can see there, Charles Leclerc and Valtteri Bottas both have grid penalties, I'm guessing for extra components, like what we had last time out, I believe, with Max and it was either Esteban or Fernando. It was one of the Alpines. And there you go, Oscar Piastri got a run in FP1. Oh, Yuki didn't manage to get into the top 10 in FP2. Yeah, he was about half a second off. I don't think he got a particularly great final lap in, but they both did pretty good in FP3. Right at the death there. We have managed to max out both our drivers. They're both on 100% with the setup. We got up to, I think it was 97 or 98% with the car knowledge, and the track acclimatization, I believe both are around 80%. So I think our bonuses will be 14 out of 15. So we'll take that into quali, and we'll see whether or not that heavy rain that they are predicting arrives, or if it's going to be a completely dry session. We did save an extra set of mediums again, so if we need to, we can go medium, soft in the race, depending on how qualifying goes. If qualifying is completely dry, then we might be in a little bit of trouble in terms of which tires. We might not have enough set of soft tires to have a brand new set in the race, but we'll cross that bridge when it gets here. I'll see you after quali.
We've had a crash. Let's take a look at the replay. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one. Dear me, they won't have been expecting that.
Alright, after Q1 it looks like Alonso also has a grid penalty. Couple incidents there, both at the last corner. There's actually a few incidents during the practice session there as well. I think the only retirement, well, other than Guan Yu, as you can see there, I think Hamilton retired in FP3 from a crash there. He got tangled up with, I think it was one of the Alpines, and had to retire from the session about halfway through. I'm sure it'll be up in the practice montage. You'll be able to see exactly who it was. But our guys just snuck through there. Right at the end, we had Mick Schumacher going for a spin at the end of his warm-up lap, and then Zhou Guanyu crashing on his hot lap, which affected our guys because we were behind both of them, but we just managed to squeak through on our single set. So maybe we have to use this set again at the start of Q2, try and get a clean run in, and see if that's good enough for qualifying 3, or if we will have to go out later on a brand new set. I'll catch you later. Unfortunately, at the end of qualifying 2, Yuki just missed out. He missed out by about 1/10.5 behind the Alpine. Oh, 2/10 exactly, sorry. Behind the Alpine of Esteban Ocon. No, I was right the first time. It's 1/10.5. He was 1.2 seconds off in qualifying 1. That's the 292 and the 492 threw me off there. But yeah, 1/10.5 would have seen him jump Esteban for the last spot in Q3. Pierre did a really good lap. Actually, both of them did a really good job there. Pierre found over a second from Q1, so did Yuki. And while it was enough for Pierre to get through, it wasn't quite for Tsunoda. So he'll start P11 in the race. Well, actually, he might not start P11 in the race, depending on what Bottas, Alonso, and Leclerc do in qualifying 3. He might be starting further up. Along with Yuki, Magnussen, Norris, Ricciardo missed out, and of course Zhou Guanyu crashed in qualifying 1, so he didn't get a chance to set a lap time, so he will start P15. We'll see how Pierre goes in qualifying 3. A fantastic effort by Pierre there on his last run. He found a couple tenths and managed to get past Hamilton, Bottas, and George. We sent him out on the old set of softs to start with, and then the free set that the FIA give you at the end, and the fresh rubber made the difference. So he will start probably P4 with Leclerc's penalty. So it's going to be a Red Bull front row, and we will be sharing row 2 with Carlos, and then it'll be row 3 will be an all Mercedes affair because Bottas has the penalty, of course. So Yuki may start P9. He'll either start 8th or 9th, depending on exactly how big a penalty Charles has. But overall, a really good session for us, and we'll see what the race can bring.
The grid is packed and there's electricity in the air, but there's no surprises in that. It's race day.
Alpha Tauri did rather well in qualifying. Let's see if they can manage to achieve a strong start for the race itself. We saw a reasonable push from Mercedes in qualifying, and they'll have plenty of opportunities here to achieve a great result. And the weather is sunny here today, apart from a few clouds. Let's hope they remain scattered on the horizon.
Well, no one can ever predict what will happen at Spa-Francorchamps, but one thing's for sure, it's going to be eventful.
So that's what we're going to go with. One-stop medium to the hards, or proposed medium to the hards. Going full on attack. Got a couple more laps worth of fuel, so we can push the engine. We do have a spare set of medium compound tires, so potentially we could go medium soft, maybe, or medium soft, I don't know yet. But we're going to get the medium compound out of the way first, and we will see how it goes from there. A couple more laps of fuel on board, so we can push the engine. Both drivers are 100% confident in the setup. Not much else to do really, so let's start the race up.
Quite a few clouds overhead as we look at the lineup on the grid. There we have Pierre Gasly. Not as close to the front as they might have wished for, but we know the race order can change a lot during those first few corners. And behind them, there's Tsunoda. With a top 10 position on the grid, this race could really go either way for them. The teams are ready to go. You can hear the excitement in the crowd here at the Belgian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Cheers, Crofty. So Perez on pole. What tyres is everybody on? I see a lot of softs. Yeah, softs and hards. Or softs and mediums, sorry. Get rid of that. Yeah, everybody's either on softs or mediums. We are right behind Carlos. So the Red Bulls look fast right now. We are pushing. We go overtake, I think. If we can, we'll go overtake for both of them. Yuki gained a spot there. I think he's up to P7 now. Verstappen having a look at Sergio, gets through. Alright, I'm gonna go back to standard on the tyre, I think. Let's have a look at that move.
Let's take a look at the replay. Now let's look at this. The focus on Tsunoda. Gaining a position there. Oh, they make it look so easy.
Just hung on the outside there and managed to do it.
Safe to say that went down well with the team.
So pretty good. I think we're going to keep it on overtake for now. Oh, should we save it? Yeah, we might save it actually. Neutral. And we'll push a little later, I think. Yuki's right with the two Mercedes, I see. Go back to interval. And we'll see how the race goes. There's no projected rain. It just says dry all the way through. There's a cloudy spot coming up and around halfway through the race, but I don't think that's anything to worry about.
Alpha Tauri gained a place. We can take a look now. Now look at this. It was the Alpha Tauri driver involved.
Nice move there.
And they get past, which moves them up a position.
See if we can hang on to it.
Team watching on and clearly loving that. I think there's been a lock-up. Here's the replay. Now here we see Max Verstappen. And
Whoa.
yes, there. That's the lock-up.
It's going to cost him a bit of time.
That's going to be a big blow to the team. Will they be able to recover? We'll see.
Of course, in the real life GP, Max crushed it here. Started from the back with engine penalties and
Moved up a place.
made his way through the grid seemingly comfortably. I think we're going to switch here. So we are going to go medium, medium, soft. Should be able to get up to like lap 19 probably.
Ferrari, advance the race position.
Oh, end of 18 is where. Oh, Yuki made a mistake there.
Okay, good.
Oh, he crashed.
Are you okay, Yuki?
Let's have a
How
look.
bad?
Now let's look at this. The focus on Sonoda. Clearly something went very, very wrong there.
I think it said he's down in P7 now. Go back to standard here for both of them.
Okay, copy that.
So science is in as well.
So we need to back off.
Good stop there, 2.8. .8 as well. So where is...
Sounds like we've had a spin.
Oh, Joe had a spin.
Let's take a look at the replay.
We'll watch
Let's
that
take another look. There we have Joe.
on the exit of the last
That
corner.
looked like a very nasty spin.
So he comes out right behind Lewis.
Confirmed.
Okay, that's fine.
Better let's beat it.
Alpha Tauri gained a place.
Oh, Lewis did something there.
Oh, did someone run wide there? We can take a look now. Now watch this.
Ran wide. Ooh, yeah, that's not good for Lewis. Well, that'll put him out of DRS range.
See them slide off.
That will help. Pierre. Leclerc's in.
That was a very good lap. 2 cars out.
Oh, safety car. Okay, well, we're going to have to box now then, aren't we? There's a safety car, we're going to have to box. So we are going to save these tyres, I guess. If we need them later on, we can. We'll go back to balanced here, and we'll go back to harvest on the ERS. Try and gain as much energy as we can. I'd like to see what it was.
Safety car. Safety.
Was that a crash? Multiple cars, I think. Let's see what happened there. Now we see the Williams here.
Ooh,
And there's the hit. And it's crystal clear who was in the wrong there.
Albon crunched into Stroll there. Could we take a set of softs all the way? We have 19 laps. Let's have a look here. Sorry, 21 laps. It's about half a second a lap faster. But we've got about 4 laps on these tyres, right? No, I think we'll go on the hards. I think that's the safe option, then we can push the hards a bit, eh? What percentage tyres has everybody else got? So they're on 80s. So we're going to have a fresh set, so that might be an advantage for us. Though we could we get a gap? 21 laps. Conserve the engine a bit. We'll obviously be able to conserve a little bit under safety car. So depending on how long it's out there for, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. We're going to go on the set of softs for him. I'm hoping the extra grip will give us a bit of an edge. In comes Pierre.
Okay.
We should still be in the points. There goes Leclerc. Here come the two Mercs. We're the only two in the pits, which is fine. So it'll be P9. And P14 for Yuki. Okay, that's fine. But we'll have way fresher tyres than everybody else. And softer compound tyres. We're going to go on standard, I think, for the tyre. And full beans with the engine. So when is Carlos going to go here? I think he's gone now. So we're going to go push standard. And we'll see if we can do anything here. Gonna have a massive grip advantage. Albon didn't catch up, but that's fine.
I think that was a crash.
Oh, Joe.
Here's the replay. Let's take another look. There we have Joe. Dear me, they won't have been expecting that.
Lots of people did that in practice too.
And the team had such high hopes today. What a shame.
Okay, we are going to go here. We need both of them to go, so we'll go and overtake.
Copy.
Oh, there's a spin. Let's take a closer look. We're just watching the Red Bull.
Whoops.
They lose it there.
Well, that's cost him P2. That's freed the Ferraris.
I think we've had a car run wide. Let's have a look. Now we see Valtteri Bottas.
Oh, wow.
Forced wide, and they
Well, there's a free spot for Yuki. Thanks, Valtteri.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
I'll go back on neutral, I think, for this. Need to try and save up a little bit, I guess. Leclerc has caught Carlos. Hamilton and Russell are fighting it out for P5. How is the tyres looking? We've got 2 laps to go. Okay, well they're fine, so it looks like P9 is our limit, huh? Okay, that's fine. Oh, crash. Hopefully not Pierre. Oh, Pierre's still going, so it's not him. Hopefully not Yuki.
There's been a crash.
Oh, Mick
Let's take a
Schumacher.
look at the replay. Now just focus on the Haas.
Fighting it out with Seb. Oh,
They've lost control, and there's the crash.
so the strat didn't work. We needed it to be like lap 30 instead of lap 20, basically. Or 25, wasn't it? When the safety car came in. So if it had been 5 or 6 laps later, I think this strategy would have worked because we probably could have been a little bit aggressive. But that's fine. Sainz starts his last lap. Got 2/10 on Charles. Maybe we should watch that fight, huh? See what the Ferraris do here. Can't do anything right now because there was a yellow flag. Latifi.
Take a look now. Now let's look. We're watching Nicholas Latifi.
Ooh.
They're way off the racing line there. That isn't good.
So Carlos is still hanging on there. I think Charles has fresher tyres, right? He does. Yeah, we're going to watch the Ferrari fight here. See, there's a battle for P3 as well with Sergio and Max. These tyres did not last particularly great, unfortunately, for us. Charles having a go here. Will he dive it up the inside? He's thinking about it. No, he doesn't. He lets Carlos have it. Interesting. Let's see what... Oh, likewise, Max let Checo had it. Interesting. I think we might gloss over what happened in Brazil. So P9. And Yuki is going to get P3. Sorry, P13. I wish he'd got P3, that'd be amazing. So the strategy didn't quite work out for us, unfortunately.
Check the flag.
To be honest, like, I don't know. Like, really no pace for this car, to be honest.
Hindsight, we should have started on the hards and just kept going until our pit stop under the safety car, and then we would have saved it, right? Would have only stopped the once and probably would have been fighting with Perez. Maybe we would have been on the medium tyre, we would have been able to push a bit, but of course we don't know when a safety car is going to come out, so that's fine.
And here's Pierre Gasly. A promising result from him today. AlphaTauri did all right for themselves, didn't they? Although, of course, there's always more work to do.
Yes, there's no doubt that they have what it takes. I can't wait to see which direction they go in for the next race.
And after this result, the team is fourth in the constructors' standings.
For the next round, Formula One won't be straying too far. We'll be heading to the dunes of Zandvoort and the lightning speed of the Dutch Grand Prix.
Okay, so your race results, Carlos Sainz gets the win. Leclerc comes all the way from last on the grid, or just about last on the grid, to finish second. Really good result for him. The Red Bulls finished third and fourth there, separated by 3/10. Two Mercs finished 5th and 6th. The two Alpines finished 7th and 8th, so a Noah's Ark kind of thing there. Pierre gets P9, Kevin gets P10, he gets around the McLarens at the end there, interesting. Bottas came back from his little gravel excavation trip to get in front of Yuki there at the end. He finishes 13th, Ricciardo 14th. Vettel, Schumacher, Latifi, Albon and Guan Yu are your race finishers. Stroll got taken out by Albon there about halfway through the race. Fastest lap is probably going to be Charles, yes it is. He gets the bonus point, only loses 6 on Carlos. 7 points in it at the top. So the Constructors' Championship is going to be between the Ferraris. I can't see the Red Bulls doing anything now. Pierre loses ground to Lewis there for P5. Yuki stays P11. I don't think any newbies scored any points. No, it's still the same 4. But Haas did score a point. They got 12 now. Slowly creeping up on McLaren. We lose out 8 points on Alpine. But we do gain a couple on Alfa Romeo. So it looks like the fight for P4 is going to be between us and Alpine. Ferrari have all but locked the Constructors' Championship away. As you can see, 14 races finished, 11 wins, and I guess Red Bull have the other 3. Yes, they do. Mercedes have 2 podiums. We have the 1. We also have the fastest lap from, I think it was Austria, wasn't it? With Pierre? Or was it France? Might have been France actually when we whacked the soft tyres on, but anyway, regardless, we have a fastest lap. Finances, we gained 2.5 mil. courtesy of having to pay Pierre for finishing inside the top 10. So not too bad there. We can probably do a couple things with that. Might be able to get more engine parts or a new gearbox. I think they cost $1 mil each, but we might have to consider doing that at some stage. Patrick Stafford from the board is saying, well done on a hard-fought race there. Confidence in us has grown a bit, so hopefully that'll boost up what happened at Hungary last time out, which was not a very good race for us. This one went a bit better. So we're just looking here at Jack Doohan. I'm wondering if we should take a chance on him instead of Yuki for next year. If we hire him now for the rest of this season as our reserve, and just put him in the car instead of Yuki for every practice session, we might be able to get him up pretty good. He's got high growth potential, high aggression. Let's compare him to Yuki. Yuki right now is the better driver, but in terms of accuracy and reactions and also defending, Jack is a little bit better, or he's a lot better on accuracy and reactions. Controls the same, braking close enough, smoothness is terrible, so he's going to be really bad on his tyres. Overtaking's a bit meh, so is adaptability. But everything else looks pretty decent. We'll compare him to Pierre. Accuracy and reactions again, a little bit better, but Pierre's way better at everything else. Something to think about. I might do that. I might replace Liam Lawson with Jack Doohan, and we'll go from there, I think. But that is a wrap from the Belgian Grand Prix for us. Pretty good day. Didn't quite go our way, unfortunately, with the safety car not quite falling where we needed it. I see Yuki has a point there, so we'll give him that. I'm going to give him that in reactions here. Actually, no, defending. We'll put him in defending. He needs to be better at that. We got a side pod, a front wing, and a chassis that will be ready before we head off to the Netherlands. And we'll see how things go from there. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Have an awesome day. Like, subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.